Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today talking about some Pokemon Sword and Shield possible leaks or rumors that have kind of surfaced on the internet. This is actually a couple weeks old and I did talk about it already once on the channel, but I wanted to go a little bit more in depth because I'm so intrigued about this particular Pokemon, and if you haven't seen this yet, we'll kind of start from scratch. So basically, there was a 4chan post that leaked on the internet that basically indicated that this was a brand new Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So I'm going to go through a couple different points here to determine whether or not we feel that this is a real Pokemon or not, kind of talk about some possibilities for it, and then kind of go from there. If you enjoy these kind of videos, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you guys are new for daily Pokemon content. I post Pokemon videos every single day on my channel. I've been doing it for years, and I also live stream Pokemon shiny hunting and more on my Twitch stream. So lots of awesome Pokemon content coming from me. Now, when this was originally posted, I was like blown away. I'm like, oh my god, this thing is crazy. Could this actually be real? This is the best. Let's call it fake for now. Let's just approach this and say it's fake. This is the best fake we've ever seen, right? Like, this is insane. Someone actually modeled a Pokemon, put it into what looks like a game engine, and actually made it happen, and really pretty crazy stuff. So anyway, the post has been taken down, or I think 4chan threads just get automatically deleted, but it was posted and it just said Bug Dragon. So Bug and Dragon is the theoretical typing for this thing, and it is based off of a thing called a peanut Lanternfly, which we'll talk about here in a second. So anyway, this post on the internet, everyone freaked out. There was a lot of people who said this is fake, a lot of people who said this is real, and there's a lot of confusion. So before you jump to any conclusions, hang in there with me on this video. I'm going to talk about a couple things that might give us some sort of insight or direction. So keep this guy in mind, keep this in your head, and just kind of focus through this. We'll bring him back later. So let's take a look. This is a peanut-headed Lanternfly, I guess, some sort of creature. You could see how it would be modeled after that. So pretty straightforward there, nothing too crazy. So we can kind of figure out that and kind of get that. But let's take a deeper look at some of these images here. So first things first, you can see obviously this video was taken of like with a phone camera or whatever of the screen, so you're gonna have a little bit of distortion in terms of pixelation. One thing I also want to mention that is very, very important to note is the fact that when a game is in development, the graphics are usually one of the last things that gets optimized. Normally they make sure that the game functions, and a great way to tell this is if you simply look at the trailer for Sword and Shield, and there's some breakdowns that are really in depth on YouTube. They go through the different textures and resolutions of the textures and all this stuff. And really, I was one watching, I think it was Game Explained, but this guy really goes super in depth. This guy's super knowledgeable. He goes super in depth of all these different aspects of the game and says, you know, this is going to probably be optimized and this will be optimized and whatever else. So the low resolution isn't something that really turns me away from this. But regardless, this is very clearly well thought out and well designed because there's a shot from the Sword and Shield trailer with this lantern in the background. You can see the lantern behind this peanutfly dude. We're gonna call him Peanut for the rest of this video. There's this lantern behind Peanut. There's also these little gemstones behind Peanut, which you can see that are very, very similar to this cave. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that if this is indeed fake, the leaker really took the time to create this environment that is supposed to simulate what looks like this world in this trailer. Not only that, but to create a Pokemon. And this is, I mean, so I had to find out from a friend of mine who does animations. The intro at the beginning of this video, my outro, kind of the claymation type art that you see on my channel was done by a friend of mine named KYOGRE Chris. And I said, Chris, I gotta ask you, Chris, what's the deal with this? Like, what do you think? You're someone who, he's a full-time animator and designer, and he does Pokemon stuff just for fun on the side. I was actually one of his first commissions, which is pretty cool. He does it as a profession. So I said to him, Chris, what do you think? And he said, the model itself is pretty simplistic. Looking at the wings around its mouth, it's pretty low poly, but it definitely could be a game asset. The modeling itself would maybe take a day, if that, and I did ask him how long would he say it would take. Depending on if someone was just trying to come up with an idea or if they were working with an already made concept. Modeling would take a lot longer if they actually have it in a game engine, which it looks like it's in a game engine. So he says, kind of a rough estimate. He says it definitely looks like it's not finished, which makes me think that this is potentially testing how things would look inside the game. But if it's fake, someone went through quite a bit to do it. Definitely a toss-up, but it looks like it could definitely be in-game engine. And we concluded that it would probably take about 3+ days of like pretty consistent work to make something like this. So we ask ourselves a few questions. One, why would someone invest 3 days of their time to create a fake kind of rumor or leak to spread the internet where they don't even get credit, right? Because this is posted anonymously on a message board. Why would someone do that? Is it just to get people like me to talk about it and have the community talk about it and they get kind of their own personal chuckle to themselves? Maybe, like, maybe that's totally a thing, right? But like, why would, I don't know. I don't have 4 days of time to just make something anonymously. Like, I want credit for it, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna do something like this, I want people to know it was me, right? So at this point, I did some research. I could not find any definitive proof that this was fake. There's been people posting saying this is fake. I got people to talk about it, but there's no definitive proof that this is actually fake. Like, no one came out and it was like, hey, this is how I did it. This is clearly fake. I had a good laugh. Thanks for sharing it. It was fun. That hasn't happened yet. So who knows? So anyway, you can see a couple different shots here, as I mentioned, a couple shots that kind of indicate that it could be in the cave. Could be something like that. I don't know. I also want to bring this up because I think this is really important to kind of set the stage. That top image there is a Pokemon trainer with an Eevee on their head, sitting on a Lapras, a Gyarados tail in the background, a Tentacool, a Magikarp Tentacool, and what looks to be a Staryu and another Tentacool, and a character in the world of whatever. Now that screenshot was on the internet about a month or 6 weeks prior to the announcement of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I want to let that sink in for a second. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee wasn't even known to be a thing yet. No one even knew it was gonna be a thing. We had no idea what was coming. We thought maybe we'd get Gen 8. I don't even remember, honestly, but this image started circulating around. There was a lot of debate of whether it was real or whether it was fake, and there was a lot of kind of toss up, oh, the graphics look terrible. Look how bad the resolution is. There's no way that's the game on the Switch. We've been waiting for the next Pokemon game on the Switch, and that's gonna be that? No way that's real. That looks so fake. It looks photoshopped. It's not real. Well, guess what? That's real. That's a real shot, and that came out months before. I want to say it was, I tried to find the dates. I found people covering it about 4 weeks, 6 weeks before it was like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was actually even revealed. So just want to throw that out there. Now, I'm not saying that we should trust every little thing that gets put on the internet, but I just want to let you guys know that it is possible. And again, this is a screenshot from handheld mode with a bad camera. It looks kind of pixelated, it looks kind of blurry, looks like trash, and you're like, wait a minute. Wait, that's actually real. Like, that was a real screenshot that someone leaked 6 weeks before it came out. Now, anyway, here we have Decidueye. Now, this Decidueye concept art has been thrown around the internet a long time. I don't know the exact dates on this one, but Decidueye, Primarina, and Incineroar all leaked on the internet prior to being revealed, months prior to being revealed. This concept art, and now you see all the fake concept arts people make, try to troll people, whatever. They all have the same format as this Decidueye now. They all try to copy this same format, but this was like real. This was like actually was like months before it even got revealed. So pretty crazy stuff there in terms of just possible things. I just kind of wanted to set the stage and let you guys know, like, these things do happen, right? Like, it's not like this is like, oh my God, someone broke in and infiltrated the headquarters of Game Freak in Japan or whatever, and they you know had a black hood on, and they were rolling around the trying to dodge security cameras. Like, no, people have access to this information. All it takes is one guy who just breaks his NDA that says he's not supposed to share it, and then he puts it on the internet, and then does it anonymously, and then hopefully doesn't get caught. But it's like an old. Anyway, moving on. So that's a couple things there. I wanted to take a look at some different bug and dragon type moves because I'm a big fan. You guys know, like, I even posted summoning circles on Twitter saying I want a bug and dragon type Pokemon. I really want a bug and dragon type Pokemon. Like, I really, really do. Actually, let me take a step back here. I just wanna pull this guy back up again. Like, I know it's low res. I know it, and there's some blurring at the bottom, and they kind of hide in the hub, and maybe that's a giveaway, but it's I don't know, man. It's pretty wild. So anyway, Bug Dragon is the typing that I've always wanted. I know a lot of people like it, wanted it to be Flygon and stuff like that. Cerebi.net's got all the attacks and everything like that, so we'll take a look at that. So I'm looking at this dude and I'm thinking he's got to have an evolution. I don't think this thing is a final evolution under any circumstances, if I'm being honest. I think it's got to evolve, and I'll show you guys a cool concept art after this. But here's all the different moves that Bug and Dragons get, and there's likely to be new moves in the future. But I could really see some cool things here, right? Like, I could see, obviously, Draco Meteor is a thing. I could see it getting Dragon Breath. I could see it getting Dragon Claw, perhaps. Obviously, Dragon Dance or Quiver Dance, one of the two having the opportunity to boost stats. If it gets either one of those, it immediately has some possibilities of being legitimate. Outrage, obviously, Twister, Dragon Pulse, those kind of things. Again, I think we'll see some more Dragon type moves. And then in terms of bug moves, you got your Bug Bites and your Bug Buzz, Fell Stinger. I don't know if that really fits, but could be cool. And then things like Leech Life could be very, very cool on a Pokemon like this. You know, I mentioned Quiver Dance and Dragon Dance, Signal Beam and Silver Wind and stuff like that. Sticky Web, Tail Glow. I don't really see a tail on him, so we're gonna call it no go on the Tail Glow, but still some pretty cool stuff. Obviously, things like U-Turn and X's are very, very powerful, good moves for bug types. So some pretty cool options there in terms of it actually Bug Dragon and the possibilities there. And it seems like this cave is probably located relatively early on in the game. Now here's some fan art I found on DeviantArt from Pretty Flacco 808, and I don't know if I necessarily see it going this way, but this is kind of just an idea of kind of what this thing could turn into, right? You got this little kind of peanut little beetle dude, and then he kind of starts to evolve. And when you look at it this way and you realize, okay, it's fan art, but still, there's some interesting concepts here, and you can say, hey, you know what? I can actually, you know, I can kind of see this thing turning into a legitimate bug dragon, maybe doing some pretty cool things. So I'm interested to kind of see what happens here in this with this particular Pokemon, because realistically, like, is it real? I don't know, man. But when you throw it all out like that and you look at all the different details and you say, okay, you take a step back and you think about it, and you say, this guy legitimately spent, let's say, 3 or 4 days to make this. 3 or 4 days to make this. Designed it in a way to look like it's Pokemon Sword and Shield enough that it would raise the question marks. It's been weeks since this was shown on the internet, and it hasn't been, as far as I know, hasn't been proven definitively false. And then we look at the various instances in the past of Pokemon getting leaked or revealed early on. It makes me pretty convinced. Only thing we can do at this point is time will tell, and we're gonna find out eventually whether this thing is real or not. I don't know for sure. My gut says it is real. Like, I want to believe. Like, I really want to believe it's real. But it's up to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think this thing is real or fake? Final answer. Let me know. Let me know. Actually, I might even put a straw poll in the description if I remember. But real or fake, let me know. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'm hoping for Peanut to be real. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.